As 2022 has flown by and 2023 is fast approaching, have you thought about what 2023 may have in store for your business? It seems like there's quite a bit to worry about. With foreign wars, increased energy prices, and an unstable political landscape, no one can blame us for being concerned, but worrying about it doesn't help. It's doing something about it that counts. We recently published our top 5 reasons why we think that 2023 is going to be a great year to start a new business. But that doesn't mean that 2023 can't be a great year for existing businesses as well. Now is not a time to worry. Now is a time to plan and get ahead and make a success of 2023. So stick with us to learn our top 5 strategies for how to grow your business in 2023. Number 1, embrace social media. As Bob Dylan once wrote, "The times they are a-changin', and nowhere is this more true than in the world of technology and social media." As social media evolves, so too do the strategies available to businesses to leverage its power. Maybe you're already a social media expert, or maybe you've dabbled with it in the past, or maybe social media is just a foreign language to you. It doesn't matter. From the most experienced down to the inexperienced, there's always something to learn about social media, whether you're starting fresh or adding another string to your bow. Social media is where your customers are. Take a look around. Where are your friends and family? They're on Facebook, sharing their experiences. They're watching videos on YouTube or TikTok on all manner of interests. They're posting their photos up on Instagram. They're engaging with posts on Tumblr and Reddit. They're polishing their profiles on LinkedIn. They're having debates on Twitter. What about some of the businesses you know? They're there too. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, they're everywhere. They wouldn't be there if there was no benefit to being there, would they? It's easy to write off social media as just a trend. But take Facebook, for example. It's 18 years old now. YouTube, 17 years. And there have been many new and interesting entrants to the social media space since then. The use of social media is growing, not declining. It's where your customers are. You have to go there to meet them. In October 2022, almost 60% of the world's population used social media during that month. The benefits of using social media are immense if you can engage with your current and would-be customers. To name just a few benefits, the ability to reach customers you could never have reached through conventional means, and the ability to turn your customers into ambassadors for your business. If your customers like what you do, they'll tell others, because it's so much easier to do on social media, even if it's just liking and sharing your posts. If your business is not engaging with social media, or just barely engaging, our advice is to spend a bit of time looking at similar businesses to yourself and see what they do. Find successful businesses in your industry and see how they use social media, and then try to emulate them. I don't mean to steal their posts word for word, but try to follow their style, what they post, where they post, when they post, to give you ideas and just get yourself started. As you get into the habit of interacting with social media, you'll develop your own style, your own unique presence on social media to promote your business. But what about me? I hear you cry. I'm a social media ninja. I'm sure you are, and congratulations to you. But it can be very easy to get into the routine of social media, following your tried and tested ways of interacting with it. After a while, this becomes stale, and you don't always notice it. Social media is always evolving, and you have to evolve with it to stay on top of the game. So our advice to the ninjas out there for 2023 is to take a step back, reassess your current social media activities, analyze what has worked and what hasn't. Check what your competitors are up to, and then come up with a plan to freshen up your approach for 2023. Number 2, know your customers. Your customers are the lifeblood of your business. Without them, you have nothing. So you want to know as much about them as you can. Specifically, knowing what they want that you can supply and knowing how they feel about you. Knowing your customers will help you to develop strategies to encourage greater customer loyalty with your business and identify strategies to be able to sell more to your existing customers. Did you know the average probability of selling something to an existing customer is 60 to 70%, compared to just a 5 to 20% chance of selling to a new customer? Selling to your existing customers is far easier and so very important. But it isn't just about knowing your existing customer base. Understanding your potential customers is just as important. And even if there is a smaller average probability of selling to a newer customer, that knowledge can help push your chances closer to the 20% than the 5. So how do you get to know your customers? Well, we've already covered one way. Social media is a great way to understand your customers, what they are thinking and what they're looking for. You could try surveying your customers. As long as you make it quick and easy, a proportion of your customers will respond. You've no doubt bought something online before, and a few days later, you get an email to ask if you are happy with their service. They're actively trying to know you as a customer, get your feedback so they can improve their offering to you. As long as you make it quick and easy to respond to a survey, whatever its form, you will receive a reasonable response. You can create online surveys you can use for free with services such as SurveyMonkey. Another way to know what your customers want and don't want is to look at online reviews, but not just your own. Look for reviews for your competitors. Make a note of any negative comments they get, or especially positive comments. However those customers feel about your competitors, they're also going to feel about you if you performed in the same way. Whilst many of the points you might read will be fairly obvious, the occasional well-written review can give you a real insight into your customer's mindset. The more you know your customers, the more you can develop strategies to encourage them to buy from you or make that very first purchase from you. Number 3, know your numbers. What do your numbers mean to you? If they're just the things your accountant sends you in the post once a year, then you're missing the point. Your numbers are the results you're getting. They're the markers that tell you how well you're doing, or when something's not working right. They give you insights into your business that are invaluable in driving change and growth. And you don't have to be a world-class mathematician, or better yet, accountants like us, in order to understand them. You just need to learn the basics and then grow your knowledge from there. Have you ever watched Dragon's Den and seen the dragons grill the entrepreneur on the numbers in their business plan? If you're anything like me, I feel so sorry for some of the entrepreneurs when the numbers just escape them during the presentation, watching them squirm uncomfortably on the spot. When I was younger, I used to think it was just a memory test. Why did they have to remember all these numbers? Couldn't they just have them on a card? But as I grew older, I realised that it's not about memorisation. It's the dragons exploring how well the entrepreneurs know and understand their numbers. Not knowing them is also not understanding them. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that you need to remember all of the historic numbers in your business. These historic numbers will often be completed by your accountant for tax purposes. And whilst they are interesting to reflect on, the numbers that are most important are the ones in the here and now. These represent the current performance and trends that you should be reacting to and making decisions upon. So, which numbers do you need to know? Well, that rather depends on what you're seeking to achieve. and the peculiarities of your particular business and industry. In terms of what you are seeking to achieve, you might want to take a look back at our video on setting SMART goals. By setting yourself particular goals in business, you're going to identify the numbers you need to measure your progress towards those goals. The numbers don't need to be just monetary in nature. They can refer to anything that you need to measure in your business to work out how successful you are being on improving them. So, in 2023, you need to know your numbers. Decide what are the numbers that mean the most to you, that represent what you are looking to achieve. Set yourself goals, make plans to improve those numbers, and actively monitor your progress throughout the year. Knowing your numbers is knowing your business. Not knowing them is just blind faith. Number 4, be unique. Have you ever thought about what it is that separates you from your competitors? Why is it that people buy from you and not someone else? Or even, why do people buy from someone else and not you? Those reasons come down to what makes you unique as a business. And being unique is important. Uniqueness is what creates brand loyalty. Why people feel a desire to buy from you. It's what sets you apart from the herd. So why should someone buy from you? What will they get from you that they won't get anywhere else? Do you have something exclusive and unique to offer? Is it something tangible, or is it the experience of working with you? Does buying from you feel like they are invested in your business? Does it make them feel all warm and fuzzy inside? Recently, my wife bought some loose tea online from a company that sells a range of different flavoured teas, all manner of weird and wonderful tastes and names. She ordered just a few pouches, and they promptly arrived in the post a few days later. They were all packed nicely in a well-designed and labelled box. When she opened the box, there were the pouches of tea that she'd ordered, but also a few other smaller sample pouches of different flavours that she hadn't. There was also a handwritten card that included her name, thanked her for her order, and hoped she enjoyed the tea along with the free samples. After trying the tea, and having been so impressed by the thought that went into the presentation of what she'd received, it wasn't long before she was back online ordering more. She was further delighted to see that, as a repeat customer, she received just the same level of quality the second time as the first, and is now a loyal customer, singing the praises to anyone who will listen. They've created their uniqueness. In 2023, what are you going to do to create yours and stand out from the crowd? We hope you're enjoying this video and are already starting to think about the strategies you're going to implement in 2023. Before we move on to our final strategy, we'd really appreciate it if you could click the like button below if you're enjoying the video. And if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified when we post a new video. All done? Then it's on to our final strategy. Number 5, sell the emotion, not the product. People don't buy products and services. They buy emotions. They buy how a product or a service will make them feel. Most buying decisions are made purely on the basis of that feeling, and your ability to demonstrate that you can meet the emotional needs of that customer in supplying your product or services, that's what sets you apart from the rest. Take bleach, for example. It's a pretty simple product, isn't it? Nothing overly fancy about bleach. It's not an emotive thing, is it? You'd think that all that really mattered was the price. Bleach is bleach, after all, isn't it? Well, yes, it is. And no, it isn't. When you've got many supermarkets offering own brand bleach cheaply, why would anyone buy the more expensive branded bleach? And the answer, it's all about the emotion. Bleach is nasty stuff. Some people really hate the smell of bleach. I certainly don't know anyone that loves it. So I could buy the own brand labels. I can have bleach smell, or maybe even lemony bleach smell. Not much of a choice. But wait, this brand label one smells like strawberries and gooseberries. There's a big picture on the front. I can just imagine that smell. That's got to be better, right? But hang on a minute, what do I need the bleach for? Well, I wanted to clean and disinfect. It's got to be able to do that. I'm sure the own brand one will do the trick. But look at how clean the toilet on that brand label looks. And it says it kills 99.9% of all bacteria. That's got to be the best one, hasn't it? I don't want to leave any germs behind. It says it's 4 times thicker too. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. It's got to be better, hasn't it? I'm sure I'm going to be more delighted with the results. You know what? I'm going to buy the branded product. Now, I'm not suggesting that I really have that kind of inner monologue when I buy bleach, but it is the kind of thing that is subconsciously going on inside a buyer's head when they're choosing what to buy. That brand label has been designed to create just the right emotional response to encourage me to buy. They're trying to show that their product can eradicate the negative emotions associated with bleach, the unpleasant smell, and maximize the positive ones, its cleaning and disinfecting power. So what are you doing to sell the emotion, not the product? What are you doing to make sure your customer understands the positive emotions they can receive from buying from your business and the negative emotions that they can eradicate? This ties in well with our earlier point, know your customers. By knowing your customers better, you will better understand their needs, the positive emotions they are looking to experience, and the negative emotions they are looking to avoid by buying from you. This might sound like manipulation, but it's only manipulation if you're lying about what you sell. All you're doing is talking to the customer on a different level, talking to their heart as well as their head, and helping them to more easily decide if you have the right product or service for them. And there it is. We've given you our insight into the top 5 strategies to grow your business in 2023. And now it's over to you to think about how you can use these strategies to grow your business. What do you think of the strategies we've suggested? Is there anything you think we've missed? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes just one thing is all it takes. See you on the next one.